I remember like within a very short time
taking this heroic
feeling
dose.
it come on and then looking down at my hands on the bed, and they've taken on this kind of like,
I love that coming on when you're like, oh, here we go. It's like the click, click, click of a roller coaster as you're going up, and you.
I don't. Ari, I'm too much of a pussy. I don't like it. And
we're gonna talk about that soon.
I'm looking at my
Yeah.
hands are like melting into the bed. They're melting and spreading out, just like melting candle wax. And I know that it hasn't been that long since I ate those sweeties. And I know if this is already happening now, I've got a ramp up of, an hour or two at least. You know what I mean? So that means I'm at the very bottom of the building and things are already melting. What happens at the top of this building? So like, I'm like, oh no. This is when I'm walking out of walking by the pool. This is a spa up in the desert.
Yeah.
I'm walking by this pool, and that's when I hear that goddamn voice, man. Always like, this has happened a couple of times on mushrooms.
What? What voice?
It's like, I don't think it's like a schizophrenic voice. I think it might be just the voice of my I don't know what it is, man.
What is it?
But, yeah, so all of a sudden I hear a voice. I'll just say it. There's a fucking voice. A voice. This doesn't seem evil as much as alien or as much as old or as much as impersonal. Maybe that's another way to put it. Just kind of impersonal. But the voice was...
I know what you're talking about.
The voice was, we are the eternal servants of the universe, and we have to do deep work on you today. And so... that was where I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want deep work done on me today. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for this kind of like contact or whatever this is. I didn't want a visionary experience, yet I took the amount that I should have taken for a visionary experience. And then when it happened, I was like, fuck. Laid down in a lawn chair.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I realized that there are these entities swimming through my body, like they're somehow like whatever they're made of or composed of, their form, it
Can go through your
sees
skin.
us, but it swims in us.
Right.
It doesn't like go through us like air. It's like that we still have like we have consistency,
of water.
consistency of goopy water. They're swimming through me. I can feel these beings swimming through me, and because they're in me, I could feel what they were like. And their energy was like, imagine if there was a toddler or like a 9-year-old. And I know McKenna calls these things tykes. I like to think we both went to the same place.
Right.
But God damn it, I understand why. Like, it felt like the energy was young, of youthful, like a child on a playground or something. But imagine if there was a kid on a playground that had an IQ of like 6,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like this super intelligent being, but like with the ethics of a 8-year-old. That's hitting upon this idea of like, if there are aliens, what would their kids be like if they're super advanced and intelligent?
Yeah.
I got the sense that somehow by, shifting my consciousness with the mushrooms and being placed in a situation of being aware of them, and all the entities that might exist around us at any given time, or all the projections of the disparate parts of our consciousness, the fragmental portions of our subconscious mind that we can't accept in ourselves. There's a lot of different ways to name it, but let's for now call them demons, entities, angels, aliens. And a lot of people say they're around us at all times. They're always surrounding us. So they're swimming through my body, and it's terrible. They don't seem malicious, but they definitely it's like they feel like they found an old fat seal or something. Like they found just some real dumb, slow animal that's somehow aware of them. They're like swimming through me. I start praying. I'm like, please, God, please, help me, God. And it felt like they were mocking my voice, like in my head. Like they were going, please, God, help him, God, help him. Making fun of the fact that I knew that I didn't necessarily believe that prayer is going to do anything anyway. So it's like a reflection of my own doubt, perhaps.
Like, what are you doing? You know that ain't going to help.
So in the midst of this, like, I open my eyes. The fucking trees now are looking like, I feel like I'm in like on another planet. Like everything just seems wild and alien and melty. Standing at the end of a tree branch is what appears to be a gnome. An old gnome, an old shitty, an old like tiny little guy
with a beard,
the
hat,
no hat, looking out over the wild like melting trees, aware of me, aware that I'm aware of him, aware that I could see him. And not happy about it, like kind of grumpy about it, just like he didn't seem like it's not like he cared or he found it that fascinating, but just it was an annoyance. He seemed annoyed and old. He seemed old, like just an old shitty gnome thing.
Yeah.
So like that, I see that, I close my eyes because now I'm just like, oh my God, this is like, not only did I go off the deep end, I went like way off the deep end. And then that was where, as I'm laying back, I'm just like, I guess I'm fucked. And then it felt like I was just being embraced by something, some beautiful...
What do you mean you went way off the deep end? What does that mean?
I mean, like,
This thing recognized you, wasn't happy about it, and then what?
Well, that was the whole combination of being, like, swarmed by alien, super intelligent toddler beings and seeing a gnome... and all the trees looking like they were growing out of something on Alpha Centauri or something. Yeah. All of it combined to like to give me the big freaks. And then that's when it felt like there was this like maternal, loving, sweet thing that was just like enveloping me, and I had my eyes closed. Beautiful colors, just glorious, beautiful colors. It was all very calming and sweet. And then it went from that kind of rough start to something that was a little more compassionate and kind and not such a brutal trip. But that trip was like made me respect mushrooms a lot more than I used to. It gave me a real sense of like, these are a tool. It's definitely a sacrament. It's a religious experience, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And if you go into it with the wrong intention or pretending you have the right intention when you don't, then, you know, it's not like you're going to, like, necessarily have a terrible time, but you might not be able to appreciate all the information you're getting as you would if you had prepared for it.